So English cricket's glittering new 2020 tournament won't be a 2020 tournament after all. It will be the 100, a revolutionary format designed to attract a new audience to a game fearing for its future. Stop me if that sounds familiar. Because when the ECB introduced 2020 in 2003, the idea was to redraw the demographics of cricket's audience. They wanted more women and more kids through the turnstiles. Now, they want more women, more kids and more South Asians. These are noble aims. Of course, English cricket has long neglected the vast pool of Asian talent that lies untapped within its club structure. The penny has only belatedly dropped. The ECB's new 8-team competition, which starts in 2020, will introduce a new format of 100 balls an innings. Each innings will be split into 15 traditional 6-ball overs, plus 10 more deliveries. The most likely scenario is that these 10 deliveries will be sent down in one over by one bowler. At the end of the innings, there are 36 games scheduled in 38 days. The matches are intended to last for 2.5 hours, 40 minutes shorter than a usual T20 clash. This shorter, sharper feel is designed to appeal to a more diverse and younger audience, and should suit terrestrial TV's evening scheduling. Men's and women's competitions will be aligned across 5 weeks in midsummer. The concept will help distinguish the new competition from domestic cricket's existing T20 offering. But there is also a less generous take on the sport's latest piece of tinkering. It smacks of desperation. One last throw of the dice in an attempt to persuade the public that cricket really is worth the fuss. If this one fails, God knows what comes next. Actually, hold that thought. The Emirates Cricket Board recently hosted a T10 tournament in Sharjah, which dispensed with the boring middle overs of T20. Farewell, long-form cricket. It was nice knowing you. As things stand, and despite the fact that plans for the 100 have been in the pipeline for 6 months, there is a speculative feel to all this. So much so that the ECB are not yet sure how each set 100 balls will be spread across an innings. The option favored by Director of Cricket Andrew Strauss is for 15 6-ball overs, followed by one of 10. In other words, a bowler might now go for 60 runs in an over, more with wides and no balls. How many of them will be volunteering to bowl? It remains to be seen. In fairness, there is some method to the madness. 2020 matches that begin at 6:30 eat into children's bedtime. These games, which will consist of 40 balls fewer, ought not to. Perhaps kids really will enjoy the concept's simplicity. The ECB, meanwhile, will be spared the inevitably unfavorable comparisons with the IPL and Australia's Big Bash. And the county's concerns that the T20 Blast will become England's second-string 20-over competition have, technically at least, been assuaged. But will the world's best players really queue up to take part in a form of the game that is essentially a hybrid version of a hybrid version? ECB Chief Executive Tom Harrison is confident they will. He and Board Chairman Colin Graves were accused of taking a risk when they pushed through what everyone imagined was a city-based 2020 tournament. This, though, is in another category altogether.